Good evening. Welcome to Sissy's Cards and Crafts. I am Sissy. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Eastern Ontario, Canada. Haven't been on for a while, and I thought I would just quickly come on, and we're going to put this card together. Just wanted to kind of, again, just something quick to say hi, because it's been a while, and also to kind of just give you some ideas of what kind of is the different components of a card. So first off, very simply, all we do is we take, for an A2 size card, we take a piece of, I've already cut my paper, sorry, we just take a regular size of cardstock, and so 8.5 by 11, we cut it in half. Sorry, I'm on a bit of an angle there. We cut it in half, either this way, and score it in the middle, and we get an A2 size card, or we can cut it this way and score it in the middle. Again, A2 size card. It's just how it folds, and then we can have it either as kind of that opening this way or this way, so vertical or horizontal. This one's going to be horizontal, so I've used just our regular white cardstock, and using a bone folder really helps make that edge nice and crisp. Usually when you score, one side is a little bit longer than the other. I don't know if you can see that, but there's just a little edge on that. So that's going to be on the back. I want to put them on the back. All right, then layers, and we want to use color. We want to use layers. We want to use texture and depth are things we're going to use. So what I've got here is, I'm not going to worry about the color here, but I've taken this embossing folder. It was one that was out last year for Celebration. I believe it was last year for Celebration. I have it here. It was the Softly Sophisticated 3D embossing folder. Any card is good, or any embossing folder that has just a good pattern on it should work. If it's more of a picture, and some have like a floral picture, that's not going to work, because we're going to cover a lot of it up. So we want to just have something behind it to kind of give this piece of paper a little bit of a boost. I like to use our liquid glue, the Tombow liquid glue. Works really great, has some different features about it, but you can just put a thin line and it will hold very, very well. With something that's embossed, though, you want to make sure you do have enough on that, because obviously the embossed pieces will take more glue, and you don't want to overdo it, but you want to make sure there's enough to hold it. So what I've done is I'm kind of matting this, so there is about 1/8 of an inch all the way around, and you probably can't see that too well because of the white on white, but there's just a little edge. That also gives it some depth, which is what I'm looking for. So then we are going to place this piece of paper, and I entitled this card kind of the Delicate Designs layered card, and this is Delicate Designs. It's a 12 by 12 specialty paper. You get it, it's currently unavailable, but it's 3 different patterns in the package. You get 2 of each pattern. So there's this one, there's one that has this flower throughout it, different sizes, as well as interspersed is a little tiny one here, and we're going to use those on this card. I use the die on that, and then there's a different kind of a check sort of a pattern. So we're going to put this on here. I'm not going to bother bumping it up or anything, because just the metallicness, because you can see that shine there, I think is enough to give it some texture and depth that we don't need to do that. So again, just outlining the glue. Keep in mind that with this metallic one, it's not going to be the case, but with white paper, you can sometimes see the glue behind it. So again, just less is more with the Tombow glue. Don't think you've got to saturate it. You can kind of even see where I put that glue line there. At least I can. I don't know if you can on the screen, but that's fine. It's going to work. Okay, so that is the base of our card. Now we need a sentiment or something to focus on, or the focal point. So what I've done is I've taken this set. So this Forever Florals dies. And these ones here, actually these two here, the sentiment ones, I've cut them out. And the other set of paper, the Delicate Dreams Sweet paper, has this design on it. So I cut out a larger one of that on the B side. And then I have also just done a white, smaller one that will mat on this. So we're going to put them together. So I want to stamp on this. This one, I am going to actually put a ribbon around. So this ribbon gives us some nice texture. I'm going to use this white ribbon. I don't believe it is available anymore. It's just woven ribbon with white. It came with a suite last year at some point, and it works well. So it was the white I was looking for on this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take with ribbon, our tear and tape works really well. So I'm going to place this along the back. Actually, truth be told, I used a different patterned paper. This isn't the one from that set, but from the Delicate Dream Sweet or paper. But patterns tend to duplicate, especially on the B side a little bit, or similar ones. So there is one that has this pattern on it. It's woven type pattern, and I just thought I would use up old stuff. So, all right, so I've glued that down the back, and I'm going to have my ribbon here. Let's do it on the front too. So let's take our tear and tape. I believe this is a roll that came out of Paper Pumpkin. But this tear and tape works really, really well. Now with this ribbon, because it's so thin, you're going to kind of see it underneath, but that doesn't matter for us right now because I'm going to put this on top. And because it's so thin, I'll be able to just glue this right on. I don't really have to pop it up too much. Okay. Instead of tying a ribbon here, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some of our linen thread, and where's my little nick here? I just cut a little nick in the top of these rolls so I can hold that in there. I'm going to put it in the bag, but our linen thread, very versatile. It carries from catalog to catalog, so it's helpful. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to tie a little knot, or maybe a bow if I can do that here. So how is everybody? Where are you from? As I mentioned, Eastern Ontario, Canada. We've had a lot of rain here. Oh my goodness, the backyard is just like floating away. White dog river in the backyard, not a good thing, but our grand puppy came over on the weekend, and of course I love to cuddle with her, but she went outside, she found the water, and my son came in and said she was a swamp monster and needed to go home, and I didn't get to cuddle with her. I really didn't want to cuddle with her after being a swamp monster, but she was having a blast in the little bit of it. We have a drainage ditch that kind of goes through our backyard. It sucks. I don't like it, but so it is. And the pup was, I say she was a pup because she's, you know, she's a grand pup. She's my pup, but she is 6 years old. Anyway, she throws the ball herself. So she was throwing the ball and then she was catching it. She's throwing it in the water and catching it and then like just throwing it back in the water and playing, and she was just making a royal mess. Okay, I'm just going to cut these on an angle, and I think I'm going to cut them both on the same angle, but the bottom one just a little bit longer than the top one. And then we're going to just put these here. You can see I was able to get a little bow there. I am going to bump that up. So I am going to put dimensionals on that. And I have dimensionals here, which we call them dimensionals, but that's the Stampin' Up! Terminology for just double-sided foam tape, and they cut it in this little hexagon, I believe, shape. And so I'm going to use those to put this on here. So yeah, let me know where you're from. Are you getting all of the rain, or are you getting gorgeous weather? So my daughter is in Edmonton. They actually had snow. She was here for the weekend and enjoyed some of our sunshine and some of our rain, and then she went back to snow. So that's not good. Also with this Forever Florals set. Now I've just I put the dies on one side, stamps on the other, all in the same folder, just so I can keep them all together. But I'm going to pull these out, and I'm going to put Thinking of You, because unfortunately our neighbor has lost their pup. Again, a 6-year-old. Oh, shoot. I can't think of the breed. I'll think of it after I sign off. But Lady, because it was the same as Lady in the Tramp, which, why can't I think of that breed? But unfortunately, we just were told today that they had to say goodbye to Miss Lady, so I wanted to give them a card. That's why we're making this card. Now, I think I really like to go use the Secret Sea, but with this gold, I don't know if I just want to do black or do copper clay. I think I might just stick with Memento Black for this. So we're going to take our Memento Black. Now, our Memento and the new ink pads are this foam pad. So you have to tap it quite a bit, whereas our other ink pads are very smushy. Okay, I'm bringing this down closer to me so I can make sure I get it centered. And these dies have a little bit of an edge to them, in I want to say embossed edge. And so that makes it a little bit fancier. Okay, how did we do? It all stuck, so that's good. There we go. I really like this font. And these stamps, they really bumped them up. Such a fine imprint. Now I'm using my Stampin' Scrub, Stampin' Mist to clean. And just one side is wet. The other side's dry. But unfortunately, the Stampin' Scrub has been discontinued. I'm not sure if it's still available. I can check here. Oh, last chance. It is on for, oh no, sorry, it is currently unavailable. So that might be gone, but the Stampin' Mist is great, and there is the chamois that is awesome as well. I like the chamois. It works really, really well. I'm not dissing it at all. The only thing I find with it is that it dries out in my office, and then I have to go get it wet, and when it dries out, it gets really hard. Where the Stampin' Scrub, I just spray it, and I don't have to go to the sink. Okay, so I am going to glue that down on that, and then we're going to bump it up. Okay, so got my glue, and I'm going to center this on here, making sure it looks good. Okay, perfect. And then, like I say, I'm going to bump that up or give it some lift to give it just a little more dimension, because the things of the card we look at as the color. So what colors do we want to use? Monochromatic, I like different colors, same scheme, same tones, same, you know, how do you want to use your color? There's many different ways of using color, but that's one component we want to look at. The other is our texture. So in this card, we have the embossed layer. Here we have metallic, so that gives it a little bit extra texture. We have the ribbon, two different kinds of ribbon. Now also this texture in this paper here gives it like that woven look. There's no texture, feel texture to it, but there is the look of texture. And that just kind of softens this, the glare of the metallic on that a little bit, as well as the ribbon. So then we also have our dimension, and that is going to be in the lift. It's also in the way we've cut different things. We've got, you know, the rectangle here. We've got more of the octagon sort of shape here, or shapes. Then we've got the softening of the font. So I'm also going to put this flower on here just to kind of break it up a little bit, kind of that unexpected look to it. And also just to kind of, we've got the leaves here, so here's the flower that goes with it. Now, if we think of our depth, here we've raised this up, which I want this to sit on this, but then I don't want to just glue that down because it's raised up. So I want to make sure I bump up the leaves here, but I'm just going to glue this down. So I'm going to take my dimensionals, and we do have different size dimensionals. So we have these little ones too as well that we could utilize. And I think I am going to try to get one right on the end there, because I want these to be held up. I don't want to just see them drop. There's also black dimensionals. So if you're working with dark black cardstock and that looks more efficient, then you can use those. I believe you can even get the black ones in an assorted set, which comes with light and, or white, sorry, black. It's going to be black, but the smaller mini ones and the larger ones. So then I've just put some glue on the flower, and I'm going to put that down there like that. And I did want to make sure I just kind of extended it past that edge a little bit, just to kind of give it a little bit extra. So that's my thinking of you card. And then I will put sentiment on the inside. And I just have that lovely little flower that I cut out, because with the other set, so with the suite, it was, sorry, I'm just going to go back to that page. Delicate Dream Suite. You got the Delicate Whispers stamp and the Delicate Whispers dies. So with the dies, you could cut out the flowers off of this paper, as well as the little tiny flower. So I can just bring that metallic to the other side here, to the inside. I'm just going to place this little flower just to tie the inside and outside together. Something I really like to do. And then because it is something kind of sad, because we have lost a little puppy, there's this prayers and promises set. I really quite like this. So I don't know what I'm going to use here yet. Probably just so sorry for your loss. The font is a little bit different than my other one. I could have used this if I had put I could always and forever, you're on my mind, thinking of you. I don't know what I'd put with that. You're on my mind inside. I just think more this lost one is going to be a little bit better. So just sorry for your loss. And our stamps. Our stamps will, well, any stamps, photopolymer stamps, will stain with any red color. So the black doesn't do it. Now, I say that, but some will. There's some that aren't quite water-based. There's more to them. And they can stain your stamps. But any red will. And red can be yellows, oranges, browns. They can all stain your stamp. And that's where the Stampin' Scrub comes in, or Stampin' Mist comes in. It can really condition the stamps, and if you get them done quick enough, it will take that off quite quickly. I've already sprayed this. Let me give it a rub. Wet side and then the dry side. And I can tell it's wet and dry because there's a little indentation here of little raindrops. I don't know if you can see it there, if I can get it shown. There's kind of a raindrop. And then this one is the sun, to kind of say that's drying it. So that's how I tell what's what. This can go under and rinse off, but apparently not something to worry about now because they're no longer available. All right, so thank you for joining me. That's my card. I will take it over to our neighbor tomorrow. It's very sad when that happens, but it is a puppy. Puppies are a big part of our family, so I just want to let the neighbors know I am thinking of them. All right, again, thank you for joining. I hope I gave a little bit of insight of what you want to think about when you're making a card, because it does seem daunting sometimes, and you just put a stamp on a piece of cardstock and you're not happy with it, and you're like, what can I do to change things up? Something as simple as just adding a little bit of a ribbon or raising it up will make a huge difference, or even matting something. If I had put a little piece of gold or brown under here, that would have made it look entirely different. So there's just different ways of doing things. And it doesn't have to be in a shape. If you're like, I don't have a lot of dies, you can just cut them into rectangle squares or strip of paper. And maybe I had my this here, I could have just put a strip of paper down the edge here, like just maybe run one down from top to bottom, just to give it something a little bit different. We like it uniform, we like it centered, we like all of that stuff, but also just throwing a little bit of something unique in. Speaking of that, another way of dressing up is to add some gems. And there's a bunch out there. I don't think any of these ones are going to work. Don't particularly think I want the pearls on there because they're not white. I don't have any gold. Oh, wait a minute. I say that and then I find it. Don't know if maybe these gold ones on here are good. I think I'm going to just leave it because we do have a lot of gold going on here, or copper sort of look there. But anyways, thank you for joining me, and we'll see you soon. Take care.